Buongiorno. Welcome to Pasta My Heart. I'm Brenda, and today I want to share with you what your must-haves are to make homemade from scratch healthy pasta without all the hoopla that we see online. So let's get started. If this is your first time, if you will like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. It helps the algorithms on YouTube. So here you go. All right, let's get started with this. A must-have. I'm a bold person. I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't like doing my initial mix on my countertops. I just don't. I do all the rolling and everything after I get it mixed, but I like a good bowl. So this is a wooden bowl that I found at Home Goods. It is solid wood. I'm a touchy-feely person, so I didn't want to order something online that I couldn't tell if it was real or not. You want to get a good mixing bowl. I think this one ran, I want to say around $17, 17 to $20. It is well worth it. I've had it for years. I do, of course, I wash it, I dry it immediately, and then I put olive oil in it to keep it from drying out. Love this bowl. The next thing you're going to make sure that you have is a good rolling pin, okay? Must have in the kitchen. You should already have one, but you can pick these up pretty much anywhere. They're not that expensive. Grab one, okay? One of the other things you're going to want are a couple of sharp knives so that we can cut our pasta. I like both of these. This is just a paring knife, and this is just a cut knife. So make sure they're pretty sharp. Make sure that you have two good ones. And then you want a bench scraper. You use this for making bread. You use this for making pasta. Because once you start mixing it and you get it on your counter, you're going to need to scrape underneath when you're folding it over. So make sure you get a bench scraper. Now you can get a metal one like I have. I also have a plastic one. Either one is fine, but you definitely need one. So there's this. That's a must-have. The other thing that I use is if I'm making raviolis or I'm cutting filled pastas that I've put out, anything like that I just need to cut lines with, I use a very expensive tool, and I'm being sarcastic because what is it? It's my pizza cutter. This is one of the most used things that I have. It helps me cut my lines straight. It helps me do multiple wide strips when I'm making filled pastas. Make sure you have a pizza cutter. Now, let's say you want to make some shells. And I know that again, this is one of the reasons why you also want like a butter knife, because you can use that to roll some of the shapes. But if you want to have like something a little more, then there is these cute little gnocchi boards. And if you look real close, you can see the grooves that are in them right across here. It's got lots of little grooves. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a lot of little grooves. So you can roll your pasta lengthwise to get the grooves on your pasta as you roll it, or you can do it diagonally to get them going that way. This is a great little tool to have. And then I also use dowel rods. Now, don't order these online. Run to a hardware store, get a couple of different diameters that you know that you're going to need, and have some sandpaper, make them smooth, call them good, put some olive oil on them. Life is good. Don't spend a lot of money on a fancy dowel rod when you can get it from the hardware store. Okay, a lot cheaper. After that, of course, must-haves. Definitely going to need measuring cups, okay, which you should already have. And then if you want to do like raviolis from like a mold, I have this one that, again, ordered from Amazon. Easy peasy. You put your sheet of pasta on it. You use this to press the center. You fill the center, put another sheet of pasta on it, take your rolling pin, roll it through, it cuts it, you pop it out, you got 12 raviolis ready, set to go. Okay. Now, in this set that came with the gnocchi board that I found online, it also came with two ravioli presses. One is square, one is a circle. These are great. I went to Hobby Lobby. Who doesn't walk through Hobby Lobby or Michael's, right? And I always go back to where the cake making supplies are. The cake making supplies, the soap making supplies, the packaging, all of those things, the cookie cutters, right? Ravioli things. If you really want to get fancy, I have granddaughters and I love making shapes, okay? Shapes of filled pasta. So I always just kind of peruse back there to see if something's on sale or maybe it's a great deal, right? So I found these in the clearance bin. One is of course a flower and the other one is a butterfly. It's the same cutting edges as my square ravioli one, right? But I can now make technically raviolis with my shapes. Another great thing that I do, and I bet you have some on hand. So, some of the other things I've collected through the years, I love making some colored pastas and using cookie cutters, the smaller ones, to make great just flat noodles, right? You can put them in soups. My kids grew up eating what they call noodles, butter, and cheese. And so these are fun shapes that kids will enjoy, even if you just did it in butter and cheese, right? So, some of the ones I've collected, of course, I've got my Christmas ones, which have a little Santa shoe and it's got an angel and of course the Christmas tree and a snowman, candy cane, all of these things. For the fall, I found some great leaves and pumpkins and gourds. All of this I just found on sale in off seasons. These are hard to see probably. This is a leaf, this is a pumpkin, and they're easy. You just roll your sheet of pasta out and you press them, let them dry, right? I have hearts, I have stuff for Valentine's, all of that, because it's just fun to have those shapes. If you have little ones, this is great. Let them roll out a sheet of pasta and let them press out their pasta noodles to put into a great recipe. So I hope I've given you a couple things there as far as equipment. Now, when it comes to drying your pasta, I do have drying racks. These are probably the pricey thing that I splurged on years ago. There's four of them. They stack. The legs do pop off. So if I want to freeze my field pastas, my raviolis, my tortellinis, all of that, before I put them in a Ziploc bag, then I take the legs off. I line them all up on here. I stick them in my freezer for a couple hours till they're solid. And then I put them in a Ziploc bag and save them. But these I love. I have used these to dry herbs. I've used it to dry vegetables, pastas, just all kinds of stuff. But these are $80 for the set of four. So they are my pricey investment. You don't have to have this to dry pasta. Why? Because you can get for like $10, you can buy one of the stands that has all the little dowel rods coming out, and you can hang your pasta on that. I have a friend of mine that she uses a plastic coat hanger that she drapes hers over and hangs it on the wall or on the wall. And then also for me, when I'm making pasta in bulk and I need to dry it, I bought 3 dowel rods that I carry around from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever they came from. I have 3 of these, and I have brackets on the wall that you can't see that come out, and these rest on top, and I drape all my spaghettis, fettuccinis. I drape all those pastas on there to dry. So you can get creative when it comes to drying your pasta. I also have another that I know that I saw that they use the back of their chairs. They just drape it over the back of the chair, your kitchen table chairs. So drying pasta is not that hard. That's an easy thing. Let's move on to some ingredients, must have ingredients. I'm just going to say this. I don't use American flour. Don't want to. It's got too much stuff in it. It's questionable where it even comes from. Okay. I also am not in the mill my own flour category either. So what do I use? I use 2 different types of flour, different grinds, I guess you could say. The first one is a 00 flour. It comes from Italy. It's from a brand named Caputo. So I will link that below. You can buy directly from them or you can order it through Amazon. Order it by the case. And then I keep it in my freezer. And as I fill up my jar, it comes out. I let it get room temperature upward in my jar. Love their flour. It's flour, it's nothing else. So I use their 00 flour when I'm making one style of pasta. And then I have their semolina flour, which is a coarser grind when I'm making shaped pastas. And then with a little bit of the other two, because I like the texture it brings out. So I have both of these types of flour that I use because why? They're healthy. I want to know what I'm putting in my that I'm feeding my family, myself, my friends. So when I make pasta, I try to find the best ingredients. The other thing that's very important is olive oil. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Don't buy a blend. Read your label. If it lists several countries, if it says a blend, you're using the equivalent of vegetable oil. It's just a lesser quality. Okay. So when you're looking at your olive oils, you want to come down the label and you want to see that it says only one country. And that's where you want to get it from. Now, I've used a few. One of the ones I like comes actually from California. It's great. One place, grown in California, US made olive oil. This one is also from a company that I love. It's from Azure, and I'm sure you've heard the name Azure thrown out there from a lot of people. I order a lot of things from Azure. This is their one country blend organic olive oil. So don't cheapen your stuff by using yucky ingredients. Okay. Worth the investments to feed your family healthy on a budget. Okay. I hope I've laid this out. I hope that this will take away some of the hoopla when it comes to making healthy pasta for your family. You know, a lot of trendy things out there right now. There's a lot of equipment out there right now. The other day, a couple weeks ago, one of the things that popped up on my feed was hand carved ravioli square. You know, it's beautiful, but let's be real. I don't need to spend that kind of money to have a piece of ravioli. You know, have other ways that I can make it cute and fun. So if you want to be trendy, go ahead. If you want to just learn how to make some basic, good, healthy, wholesome pasta, then just get the basics, right? Don't be overwhelmed with what you see online. And as we continue our journey together, we're going to be making some of these great pastas that I mentioned. And I'll be showing and sharing with you some great traditional recipes that I grew up on. So, with that being said, I will put everything down below. If you haven't already, subscribe and like Pasta My Heart, like this video. I hope you continue to have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed.